Blair's breakdown from San Diego starts right now. We just got out of the press conference. Extremely comical. Go watch it. Justin Barcia, let's just start there. If you love Justin Barcia, then you really love tonight because he's in the middle of it. If you don't like Justin Barcia, you don't really like him because he was in the middle of it. I think he's fun. I think he's entertaining. The stuff with Anderson tonight, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. Until I like lay down in bed and process the tweet and all that, I don't even know what to say, but we'll start there. The press conference, go back and listen. It was pretty funny. There were some great moments.
I thought he like kind of stopped and like waved me over, and I was like, he's gonna say, oh, like that was good racing, like good, like, you know, sorry that you went down. But no, that was the opposite of what happened. I was kind of like, oh, okay. That's how it is going to be. And then, yeah, in the tunnel, he was like fighting with my mechanic and stuff. I just, you know, I feel like I've tried to mature a bit, and I'm just not going to get into that. So, yeah, all good.
We are going to, whoa, they've done a lot of teardown, but we're going to find stuff. So let's go track hunting. Let's go. Well, they left the whoop-de-doos, which is good. So let's check these bad boys out. Colby Kopp went down. He was the first one today in the night program. And then you saw the big one from Chase Sexton. Malcolm Stewart eventually went down. And you know what's weird is when I got here, the whoops were nice and big and round. And I thought, you know what, these are going to hold up pretty good. And if they do, I think it's going to be a nice, good set. But after the practice and qualifying, the way they rebuilt them, they were kind of soft on top. And I was like, ah, man, I think these are going to get chewed up. And they did cost some guys. So let's take a look. It's what we do. We look close, up close and personal. And this is a prime example right here of why these guys were crashing. Let's come around this side. The last whoop was pretty good, a nice big round one, but the last two before it were so chewed up. And see these ledges? These guys are coming in so fast with so much entry speed, especially this set off that double, that they were just flying in and kind of hoping that the bike would settle down. But you saw guys, if you notice, late in the whoops is when the dance started happening. That's right. Say it again, say it louder. Flaggers rule. That's right. But these whoops, they ended up being pretty dang gnarly. You saw when Malcolm Stewart and Chase Sexton go down on them, you know that, but you could even see right up the middle. And I did a report on this at night. The left and the right were brutal. You can see, like, look at this ledge. It's like completely sideways. So if you're just blitzing, hammering, if you catch that thing and you're not ready for it, remember they're coming at you fast, it just kicks and then you're on the ground before you know it. But some rocks in here still too. Really good dirt here though. There are some rocks mixed in, but honestly, this is kind of underrated soil. One of the better tracks of the year when it comes to dirt. Let's talk about Eli Tomac. I mean, what do we say? Really, I mean, he looks perfect, and that's not good for everybody. If he is going to continue to be who he is in the middle and later stages of this championship, what's that going to look like? I mean, I really like Cooper Webb right now. He's super hungry. Tonight was good. He was in the fight. I think he's ready to go 17, but at the same time, Eli's just a little bit better, and if he starts the way he starts, I don't know. I mean, he's beatable. They're all beatable, but gosh, like, is he? Same for Jet. I mean, Jet Lawrence and Eli Tomac, they're the two best in their class, and if you're going to beat those guys, you got to get in front of them. You have to put them in a weird situation where there's a bunch of guys around them, hope that a little chaos happens. And if you can't get in front of them to start, I don't know what you're going to do. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to just one-on-one, mano-a-mano beat those guys. And they nail like every start now. So it's getting out of hand, but dude, look at this one. So this is right up the middle. Somehow there is a random rut. Dude, yeah, that might cause a kick out. Dude, these are pretty brutal. Come on this side. I think I got a cool view for you. Come about right here. Look at right there in the dead center. And remember, these guys are on 450cc bikes, blitzing wide open, and I mean, I know they're in control, we know that, but at the same time, they're kind of hoping. You know, you're just trying to be loose enough on the bike to where in case something happens, you're there to recover, but for the most part, It's not easy. You saw when Malcolm Stewart and Chase Sexton go down the whoops, you know they're not easy. So let's see what else we can find. They are tearing this thing down, but they left us just enough. Let's go. All right, let's talk about Justin Barcia. No tweet talk, no post-race press conference talk, but how about as a racer? That guy always finds his way up onto that podium. I swear, it's like every year, when I host the press conferences, I'm always kind of watching the guys talking, and I was thinking about it tonight. No matter what, it's like year after year after year, for how many years now, Barcia finds his way onto podiums. And he was quiet today. He was 10th in times, I think, coming off a bad A1, really bad. I mean, his worst A1 in half a decade. And then he just gets it done in the main through aggressive racing, smart racecraft, good defense, good starts, no fatigue. It's really impressive if you look at his career. And I know a lot of you out there probably watching right now are frustrated by him, but if you could take a step back from some of the controversies and just look at what he's been able to put down in his career, it's pretty impressive, man. I mean, this field is so gnarly, so deep, and yet there he is on the podium. Great defense tonight with Ken Roxon too. Kenny was faster. I think we all saw that, but Justin's racecraft is really, really good. Of course, he does go a little bit past the line, but God, he also sits right on the line for a lot of that main event, and just, you can't mess with him. Like, if you're Roxon, what do? You obviously, you're vulnerable when you get him. You saw that. But anyways, he was good. Justin Barcia was really good tonight, and without that big crash at Anaheim 1, probably hangs on to a 5th or 6th or so, so he'd have been right in this thing. But it's crazy if you look at his career. The guy just stacks podiums no matter what. As soon as you forget about him, there he is in 3rd. So let's go to the Dragon's back. Let's go. All right, top of the Dragon's back, come on up. I want you to see how gnarly this drop-off is. I mean, honestly, that's a big drop. That's a pointy little jump down there. And I know these guys make it all look easy because they're freakazoids, but that's pretty far and a pretty big drop. And if you look back here, like, these whoops were big, pretty far apart. And the most impressive thing is they just come out wide open and blitz so loosely. And I think the cool part is watching the way they do it with their body. They come out and they kind of lighten up off the first 3. And then right on the last one, they make sure they get the blip and they tighten up. And Eli was making great passes. He said in the press conference, this was his spot. He'd rail that berm and he knew that he could get him right down there. And a guy like Tomac, when you've got a spot on the track that you know you have, it's in your back pocket, you kind of save it when you need it, and he used it when it mattered most to get in the lead, and God, it's incredible. Let's come on down here and look at this view from right here now. Because again, a Dragon's back is essentially an uphill whoop section. Look at the kick starting to get into this thing. You can see the kind of the kicker right there. All this whole area. Pretty bad here. It's really good over on the right-hand side, which obviously, if you blitz up the right and hammer off, it screws you up for the corner, which is why you don't see a lot of wear and tear on this side. But if you're Tomac and you know that, if you know everyone's just sitting up here, you just bomb it up the inside and get them where it's at its best. But super impressive. Dragon's backs are scary, and these guys all night were just blitzing right off the top of these things, shifting down in the air, which is kind of scary too, but God, it's crazy. Let's go down one more whoop. I mean, this view right here, come turn right here. Essentially 3 big giant whoops, just blip, blip, blip. And that last one, you're just hoping. You're hoping that you just blitz right off, no issue. And they do it like it's nothing. It's fascinating. See what else we can find. Corner before the triple. Underrated in my opinion, but these low berms are really, really good. I mean, I love a big giant berm where you can block pass, square up, but I like when they put a flat corner, because you can see guys kind of setting up weird, protecting. You go out, you cut under. You're pretty much using this corner as your setup for the corner after the triple. It was really ruddy in practice, so guys were just kind of like sticking to their rut, but see how it is now? It's not that bad. In fact, I'm really surprised the track didn't rut up more. It was really ruddy in qualifying, and then the track crew went out there and worked it all in. It was pretty soft. I walked it, yet somehow it just kind of packed in. It's kind of surprising. I do want to talk about RJ Hampshire and Cameron McAdoo. It was brought up in the press conference too. I think it was Josh Mosman pretty much just congratulated them on their careers. And I was thinking about that walking over here. Cameron McAdoo, if you actually know his amateur story, well, first off, it's barely existent. He wasn't a good amateur till late. got an opportunity, kind of lost the opportunity, had to be a fill-in guy a couple times. And the next thing you know, he's a podium guy. And I'm on the podium interviewing him today, and I could see it on his face, like the frustration. And I know he wants to win, he trains to win. That's what these guys all want, but at the same time, if you look back 5 years ago, 10 years ago, like, there's no way. You're not thinking Cameron McAdoo is an every week podium guy. So in the press conference, I asked him to kind of double down on that thought, just his dissatisfaction. And I don't know how you can't like really pull for that guy to be a not good amateur and under the radar and then lose a ride, come back and be that good. And then the way he said it, it was just incredible. I mean, he explained where he is right now in his career and why a podium is not acceptable anymore. And it's very competitive. His speak is competitive, but it's also super humble. The guy's character is incredible. And then RJ Hampshire, same. Like, how many crashes have we seen with that guy just hit the deck so hard? And to see him right now just be that stable and just clicking laps, no problems, you want that for a guy like him, a guy who pours his heart out every single race. For it to clean up like this and him to be an every week second place guy, maybe a win's coming, I don't know. Heat race winner. I like those characters in the sport, and I think you all do too. It's just cool being at the press conference again, looking down at those two and what they've been through in their careers and how it went. I mean, RJ Hampshire, some of you might not know this, was a really good baseball player, could have gone that path, decided to race dirt bikes instead, and has crashed his brains out so many times and just keeps coming back with all heart. And to see him stabilize and be this good, I just like those types of guys. It's all character, all heart, and I think inspirational to a lot of kids. So let's see what else we can find, and we'll wrap it up. One more spot, if we can find one. All right, last spot. This is the spot that took Malcolm Stewart out. I don't know about you guys, but I was feeling that win tonight. That heat race was insane, and I'm thinking Malcolm's gonna get it tonight. Not a great start, but within range, and then the big crash. Check out these ruts too. I mean, I just talked about how there wasn't that many ruts. That's not bad. Oh yeah, this is the one. Okay. So yeah, he comes out 2. Wow. He comes out 2 and he goes 3, but check this out. Come on this side. These guys are crazy. The rut leads off the track. Well, check this left one out. The left one kind of shoots you off the track. You can see, kind of points to the left. The second one actually has a hook that comes back to the right. You can see that rock down in there. It's crazy that they're riding this edge like that, but that's what caught him. And I mean, with Malcolm now, we've seen incredible Anaheim leading the main. We saw a heat race win, which was, God, that was fun. But both mains just bad. And I mean, it's obvious the championship's out of question now. I mean, he's too far out, so it's over. So what do you do there? Do you just come back and try to re-stabilize and be a top 5 guy, or do you just keep throwing it at the wall and get the win? I don't know if this is the right advice, but just keep going for it. Get the win. He needs it. I think it's going to be huge for his career. I think things will change if he gets it. And as much as you would think maybe, hey, just settle down and just, you know, lock it. Get the win. Gotta pull it. It's all gotta click. Get the start. You got the speed. You got the conditioning, I believe. It's just gotta happen. But normally in a situation like this, I would say stabilize, like AC. Just lay a foundation and rebuild. But there's nothing wrong with Malcolm's foundation. It's solid. He's ready to win. So I would normally take the conservative route, but I'm saying with him, get the dub. I want to see it. Let's light this place up. Anaheim next week, Triple Crown. Malcolm's good in those Triple Crowns. He's good in Anaheim. We all know that. And I'm not supposed to be a fan of individuals. I got to keep it kind of open, but I want that win so bad. The fans want that win. Do you know what this place would have sounded? Ugh. Come on, Malcolm. Let's do it. Just keep swinging, because the second you hit one, dude, it's out of the park. All right, Blair's breakdown from San Diego was fun. Next week will be a little bit different. You'll understand why, but might be a pre-show. Probably going to be a pre-show next week. So thank you all for tuning in. Share this video with your grandmas. Grandmas love Blair's breakdown, so make sure you send it to grandma. Gam wants to see the track. See ya.